While uncertainty remains over whether Russia will spark a bloody war in Ukraine, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin reaffirming U.S. military support for America's NATO allies after arriving in Brussels. The group of NATO defense ministers saying they're gravely concerned by Russia's military buildup on Ukraine's border. Sources tell ABC News if the Kremlin orders an attack on Ukraine, it would likely begin with electronic warfare and aerial bombardment on Ukraine's critical infrastructure, and then a brutal attack on the capital of Kyiv that Russia hopes would end within 24 to 72 hours.
We remain ready to engage in dialogue and find a diplomatic way forward.
Nations in the alliance are deploying additional ground, air, and maritime military assets to protect Eastern European NATO members, concerned about the threat from the 150,000 Russian troops surrounding Ukraine. Overnight video showing U.S. soldiers deploying to Poland. Ukrainian President Zelensky also seen addressing his troops, saying unlike 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea, his nation is ready to defend itself. The Kremlin denies it plans to invade, suggesting it's open for diplomacy, but still insisting Ukraine be blocked from joining NATO, a demand that has been rejected many times.
It's about standing for what we believe in, the right of countless countries to choose their own destiny.
Meantime, the U.S. says despite Russia's claim to the contrary, there is no evidence Russia is pulling back its troops.
We haven't seen a pullback. We'd like to see one. If we see one, we would welcome it.
And the Pentagon says Secretary Austin, during his European tour this week, will continue to reassure NATO allies worried about Russian aggression. He will visit U.S. troops in Poland and also make a stop in Lithuania. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.